Hello and welcome to this impromptu video. This video is a highlight package of the podcast we've just recorded. Now, we did an impromptu podcast on one very important topic, and that topic is all to do with the fact that QuickBooks has just released a brand new product here in the UK. Now, that product is QuickBooks Advance, and in this video we're going to show you exactly what we saw with our first impressions directly live on the video. We're going to just go and have a look at what's there. Now, this product is an absolute game changer. And when you think of the likes of Xero and Sage, this is going to be absolutely crucial in the way that QuickBooks is seen compared to those two products. Xero has nothing that can compare against the Advance offering. And this is QuickBooks' best opportunity to be able to take on the likes of Sage in some of the medium-sized practices. So if you want to watch the full podcast, then go ahead, use the links and go straight there. But if you want a condensed version, then stay here where we go through all the details. One thing you need to make sure is you get yourself subscribed to this channel, because we're going to be making a lot of videos based on QuickBooks Advance and how it can affect you and your business. I don't say this lightly. QuickBooks Advance is an absolute game changer. It's going to completely change the way that we see QuickBooks Online. So I think it's really important that you get all the information you need to make sure if you are the right place. Also, if you want to trial QuickBooks, head over to Boffix's e-store. Links are all down below. We're already offering a discount on QuickBooks Advance itself, so you can make sure that QuickBooks Advance is right for you and get it all set up. Keep yourself locked into this channel, and we'll be making sure that you're up to date with everything that happens on QuickBooks Online. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Patrick. I'm a chartered accountant, certified UK trainer, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, and also head of accounts here at Boffix. And we are going to go straight into the highlights of that podcast. Promise you, this is one not to be missed. Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to QuickBooks Labs on an impromptu episode today. On the hottest day of the year, we thought that, well, QuickBooks has just announced the hottest product of the year. Questionable. We'll talk about that if that's actually true or not. And we thought that what better place to talk about it than here on QuickBooks Labs. And with me, I have Johan ready to talk and understand exactly what this product announcement is. The items to show you. We're going to show you the product itself. But first of all, on the screen in front of us is a breakdown of what we can expect new. So first of all, they've given us opportunity to share access with multiple users up to 25 account and custom users. And from what I know, and this hasn't been confirmed yet, we still get that option as an accountant, offer you client unlimited users as well.
We do.
25 users sounds good to me, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to come back to this quite a few times today, because this is what this is all about. QuickBooks have made a step into Sage's territory. Sage lost loads of territory in the small business world because QuickBooks and Xero came along and just ran all over them. Like, it was incredible. But Sage has still had this real stronghold of medium businesses.
Yep.
And you could tell that in QuickBooks Online pricing, like up to 5 users. How many users does a small business really need? 25 users. Well, now you're talking about the big boys. Now you're talking about that 1.5 million to 9 million kind of bookkeeping accounting solution, where those kind of businesses, they've probably got multiple business owners and directors. They've got in-house bookkeeping, in-house accountant, in-house FD, all of those kind of roles that 5 just doesn't suit. 25 exactly. Will.
Yeah.
It's a real statement.
And it's a statement, and also timing couldn't be any better, could it? Because I don't know if you've seen, but there's Sage 200, I think it is coming to the end of its life. Sage, whatever.
200 years old.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So those medium-sized ones that we're talking about that have Sage has absolutely held that territory. They're not putting the support in that's needed. They're trying to consolidate their offering, which I assume is more than likely because the fact it's so confusing. Like, what's Sage Line 50 or Sage 200. Like, what's going to, there's other than knowing Sage inside and out, it's very difficult to be able to kind of distinguish between the two, isn't it? Yeah. So they're definitely looking to consolidate that. So this does give an opportunity for us to go, right, well, instead of going to whatever Sage's next £1 billion offering is going to be, let's move over to QuickBooks and see if QuickBooks Advance will be the solution. And from what we can tell, and we're going to go through it now, it seems like a no-brainer, to be honest. Out there, customize permissions by user role, and this is something that has been shouted out for a long time. It is one of those things where you can understand why people are nervous to move over, because they can't quite get those users right. And I suppose when there was only 5 users and 3 users and everything else, it was a case of, well, let's give them access to either part or some or all, and that was probably the kind of going to be okay. But now we have the option to really fine tune what they can and can't see, and I think that is going to be the real element where people are going to start taking notice of moving over to Advance. The option to back up and restore QuickBooks data. I can hear them all now cheering. It's one of those where I get it, but I also don't get it. But yeah, for the people who need this sort of opportunity and need these options, it's going to be a lifesaver for them, isn't it? And it's going to bridge the gap from what they're used to and what what makes them feel comfortable.
Mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to give them that confidence, isn't it?
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, I could back up Sage onto my CD-ROM on my floppy disk, and then I can come in the morning, I could go into Sage, or the admin would go into Sage and break it. It's all right, I've got my floppy disk. And that has been a huge mindset and a challenge for us to promote cloud accounting over those solutions.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge safety net in their mindset that you're removing. So the fact that we've got backup and restore now, that's just another barrier to entry gone.
Customize reporting fields. Automate workflow. Now, this just is absolutely the bit that I was looking forward to. You mentioned there about upgrading your accounts to that was the first thing I did with Bofix. Got those automated up, and now the world's our oyster in terms of trying to bring it in. And this will bridge the gap, not only from Sage, but also from Xero as well, because some of their automation's pretty bob on, where you got things like expense management and approvals for expenses, and something as simple as sending out go cardless automatically when someone signs up as a new client. Those are the things where I've been spending a lot of hours outside of QuickBooks trying to find solutions to bring this in, to automate our onboarding, automate all those sort of aspects, and so excited for this one. I think this, to me, is where a lot of the cleverness will come into it, and a lot of time is going to be saved, and the justification for the price, and we'll talk about that later. For me, this could be an absolute game changer. It's limited at the moment. There's not much we can do with it, but it's one of those where I think there's going to be a lot coming in the future where we can add some extra bits on, and yeah, we can really start to push ourselves going forward.
Yeah, I mean, as a first attempt, it's got some brilliant stuff on there that when I'm thinking of the larger companies we're doing due diligence on at the moment, I'm sat there thinking they've got a part-time admin person there purely to send out statements every month, purely to chase credit, like it's all automated. So actually what you're spending a month on this is a drop in the ocean compared to a part-time person's wage.
Exactly. And, when you look at America's offering and what they can do with it, it's going to open up some really good opportunities for us, I think, to sell QuickBooks as well as maybe a viable platform to people who were on Xero and wanted to move over, but they had a few features that they couldn't live without. This should bridge that gap, and I think this will definitely open the door for a lot of people. So from the task center here, it sees that we have these opportunity to bring in some tasks, and this is where having those extra people, those 25 plus people that we can have in the client, gives you the opportunity to really go in here and start using this task situation to have that collaborative element to it, talk between, and give out some opportunities and tasks there. So when we add a task, you can see in the right hand side, it looks very similar to the task pane we have in QuickBooks Advance, QuickBooks Accountants area. Gives us an opportunity to put a name of the task. So new task. We can say who we're assigning it to just here, what the due date is, make it a recurring task if we want to, add some notes, upload documents, select documents, and save on my workflows. So this is the opportunity for you to kind of build those workflows up. Again, we don't have that many options here as it is now, but I've seen what's available in America. I've seen what, I know of what is available or can be done. Just have a look at Zapier, for an example, as solutions that can be obtained by doing a good workflow solution. So I'm really excited how this works. At the top here, we've got my workflows, the workflows you already got set up, and some templates for you. So this is where you've got that option of set up bill approval. So there you go, Xero. There is our option of making sure that bill approvals all done. Payment due reminder, bank deposit reminder, open estimate reminders. We've got some nice options here for us to kind of build them in. If we were going to go to the bill approval, we go into create, and then we get this handy little workflow solution here where we can go through, say, what's it going to be used for, who's going to be doing the task, and what happens when it's actually been completed and done. So yeah, I'm excited to what we can do here and what we can set this up for. It definitely needs an opportunity for us to sit down and have a play with, but yeah, this could open up a lot of doors for us.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how customizable is a custom workflow, and how today and in the future, what does that actually look like? But yeah, things like sending estimate reminders. I saw one, like you've got one say that you've sent your payment, so you can notify a supplier about your payments and stuff. Like, nice little things just to help communicate things, like, which once you get to that bigger stage of business, you really need.
And hopefully this is a start. Like I said, when I first started, the idea of go cardless and having that opportunity in there. Let's add them, maybe Cresco as well. I know we're a big fan. Yeah, let's see if they can jump on the custom workflow bandwagon. I don't believe the API and all that lot's open yet, but let's hope it does soon, because we know how clever the app community is. Like, you give them the APIs for this, we're going to see some bonkers workflows, aren't we? That we can all jump on. That add these suggested roles for the team, invoice only. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. So that's, how did I get? Oh, roles. There it is.
That's roles. Add a role. There we go. Live on this stream.
That is what we look at. This now. This is what's impressive. So we've got the opportunity here to add a brand new role, and then this is what everyone's been crying out for: the opportunity to jump in. Only full access, permissions. For now, permissions are view only, create only, and others won't be possible. So it doesn't look like this is ready yet, but this will come through soon. And even the option to look at locations as well. Ooh, so you can bring it down. So yeah, if you've got a location, so if you've got multiple stores in multiple locations, that could be really powerful.
So a friend in Edinburgh won't be able to see Sheila in Glasgow's data.
Exactly. You got sales of invoice estimates, expenses, bills and checks, banking, bank deposits, stock management, workers, reports, account management. So yeah, that as a starting point, that is absolutely chef's kiss on that one. Music to everyone's ears, I think, on that one. Add custom fields. It's there. Oh, now this is, yes, we've got this. So custom fields gives us the option to go in and determine what those custom fields are going to be. So we now get to choose what type of custom fields it's going to be. So imagine you wanted to put in a registration number, for example. You could say that it was a text number, a number, date, or drop-down list, and you can even choose what those drop-down elements are going to be. That was the game changer that I saw a while back that I think is absolutely going to be brilliant for this one. We can select what category it is. It's a customer, transactional, supplier. So you have the option to have custom fields now on transactions and on suppliers as well. And you also have the option to say if it's on a sales receipt, invoice, estimate, credit note, refund, purchase order, expense, bill, check, supplier, credit, and credit card. That is, I mean, that's something that I have known a lot of people ask for, a lot of questions. Now, this could be one of those tiny little options there where it could be the turning point between someone going from plus to advanced, in my opinion.
Definitely. Yeah, if you're going to be able to report down to those details, that's
exactly
pretty
right.
incredible.
I mean, the option of just having a drop-down list is just going to save so much time and problem and make sure the data's been put. And then now you've got the workflows. It could be if this drop-down list is selected, then do this. And if that drop-down list is selected, do that. You know, it opens up a world of possibilities, even for us accountants, for our practice. You know, we could have, what type of client is it? Is it a QuickBooks only client? Is it a Xero client? Whatever it's going to be. And then it could do new things further down the line. Oh, no, back at my company.
Yep.
Okay, so they can do it straight away, although it's taking me to. Okay, all right, okay. So it's all up and running. I was under impression that wasn't going to be available, but yeah, it's available. Yeah, we'll have a play around with it, see what happens. We can back up, we can restore, copy, local backup, everything you need there, really, isn't it?
Yep.
Any final thoughts from you on?
No, I'm very happy with it. For a first go live, I'm very happy with it all. I think the timing's very good. The fact that everyone is traveling to XeroCon today, I don't know that I'd want to be on a train in this heat. He says, having traveled or tried to travel back during the Beast from the East.
I was going to say, yeah,
2018 QuickBooks event.
QuickBooks went the other extreme, didn't they? So
you either go and get heat stroke at XeroCon, or you get Red Cross blankets at QuickBooks Connect. But yeah, I think it's a really good product. I think it undercuts Sage pricing wise.
Yeah.
And it meets pretty much all of their feature availability. And I think, yes, it's more expensive than Xero, but I think it's got much better features, more realistic limitations for users and stuff for the medium businesses that Xero just doesn't even attempt to play with.
Yeah, exactly right. And my final thoughts is the fact that for the accountants like you and myself, and we know a lot of our community is the same, you know, those accountants who are looking to add value and help clients and push clients, then this sort of solution is exactly what we can help clients so much more with this. We can automate their solutions for them. We can make it so that they've got, you know, the dream onboarding solution or whatever we can do for them. And it just gives us that extra bow to our you know, the arrows to our bow, doesn't it? It gives us those options where we can flex our muscles a little bit and show why, you know, why we're the price points we are, or whatever the justifications we're doing, and why you should spend that little bit more on QuickBooks compared to the competitors, because you're going to get all of these extra features. The
conversation we've been having in-house about this today is actually this opens us up to a whole new market.
Exactly.
So we're QuickBooks only. We had no intention of touching or learning NetSuite, Oracle, Sage, or anything so that we can deal with bigger businesses. But we can deal with businesses bigger if we have the right tools. Our limiting factor has been, did we feel on QuickBooks or Xero or Free Agent dealt with the complexities of the bigger business? We weren't confident. If we aren't confident, then we won't pitch it. Now we've got a tool which opens up a whole new market to us.
Exactly. And it's one of those, isn't it, where, you know, yes, we're kind of talking about going into those bigger clients and everything else, but we're going to have that option of not only be able to come in and finally have an option for them, and actually have an option where we can solve some of their biggest issues, like consolidation, for example. Like, even now with QuickBooks Plus, Simple Start and Essentials, we could do consolidation better than you could on Sage 950 and all the others, because we've got wonderful pieces of software that connect the two up, and we can bring them all into Google Sheets or Excel, and we can have them all singing and dancing and connected to one another. So suddenly it opens up not only, like you said, to that chance to go into bigger clients and everything else, but actually not only be able to have those conversations, but actually do an offering that's going to be better for them going forward. And I think that, you know, it's so exciting for practices and an opportunity for clients. And like you've already kind of alluded to, XeroCon today, they're going to obviously announce things and everything else, but what they're going to announce that's going to be bigger than this. Like, what can they announce? You know what I mean? It's it's almost futile for them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And there's as much as, yes, it's great that this is opening us up to new medium-sized businesses, which is a new market, it's new revenues for us. So thank you, QuickBooks, for giving us that opportunity to get into that industry. There's also the way you and I work is that we learn from one client and we share that experience with another.
Exactly.
How much are we going to be able to learn from these medium-sized businesses that we can dilute down to be effective advice and insights for small businesses who aren't really their competitors? They're a whole different ballgame. And also, how much have we learned over the last few years about small businesses, about pivoting, effective ways of working, running on a bootstrap, like that we can teach to medium businesses?
Exactly right.
Everyone we service now and into the future will benefit from this release of this tool.
Definitely. It changes the mindset, doesn't it? It changes the opportunity, and it gives, that whole suite now, isn't there? I know we joke about it, but there is still self-employed there for the smallest client. And then you've got advanced, you've got something for every type of client, all the way up to, your medium-sized businesses. And what other product on the market at the moment can do that, And as you said, there is a big benefit for being involved in just one software solution. And if you're in any of the other solution camps at the moment, you're going to have to consider other software out there to be able to deal with all clients. It's as simple as that. Now, we're already looking to do some videos based on this. Put comments below on what you want to go through, but we're already thinking about making sure that we cover the workflow and making sure that we've looked at all of the new features when it comes to adding new people and new users to QuickBooks Online. We've got a lot more content coming your way, so make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.